Hey guys, welcome back. I'm just going to finish setting this up real quick and we will get started shortly. All right, let me update this. All right, looks good. Send this link out real quick. All right, guys. All right, guys, welcome back. If there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. There's not really too much to cover today. I mean, other than the PRB and the breakout V3 entries. Yeah, other than that, let's see if there's anything else here for us to look at. No, I just realized I didn't even look at everyone's profits for the day. I was too busy with everything else. Um, it's a little bit of a mixed batch here. Nice work with CERN over here. Locked in 1,200, 1,300, 1,200 across his accounts. All right. Sorry, guys. I'll just wait a few more minutes for people to continue joining. Um, But yeah, if there's any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, today the main things for us to look at would be the PRB, which hits EP, and the breakout V3, which hits stop loss, of course. Um, Other than that, there's not too much. I didn't see any other entries that really came up today that would be considered, official entries. Aside from, I mean, there's not really much else. The breakout V3 was right here. This here didn't provide any entry. There's no V1 patterns here. There's not really much else. The market didn't provide any other opportunities for what we would consider official entries. Pretty much just the breakouts. Yeah, so let's see. Maria said, for me, this is not a good week. Problems understanding what NinjaTrader works, technical issues, but I know next week will be okay. Yeah, I mean, now you're understanding how things work, Maria, so it'll make more sense to you, next week. You're probably just confused with a lot of things, made a couple mistakes, which is fine. I mean, even myself, I had technical issues today with my Ninja Trader. I was kind of upset that like I wasn't able to take the trade, but then today ended up being a break-even day anyway. So it's not like I really missed out on anything. Because if I took both trades, I would have won the PRB and then I would have lost the breakout V3. So it wouldn't have made a difference for me. Um, yeah, Randy over here also mentioned he realized how important it was this week to not miss trades because it'll definitely screw up your win ratio and profits. He missed 3 trades that would have brought his week to break even. Yeah, no, it makes a big difference, guys. That's why for me, I'm only sticking to 2 entries. They're both 1-to-1, so like you just have to stick to the game plan, right? Like if you want to take just 1 entry, if you only want to take the PRB, then make sure to only take the PRB. You can't just take PRB one day and then tomorrow you want to take PRB and the breakout V3, right? Because it's not going to balance out. As long as you take both of the entries every day that they come up, your profit should balance out. Like for this week, I'm still in profit, not very much, but where I mean, I guess with all the accounts, yes, I'm in pretty decent profit. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I'm kind of just at break even as well. So I think each account I logged in either like 700 or I would have taken a screenshot of my accounts, but I can't open NinjaTrader right now. So for me, this is currently where I'm at. I'm at the same profits from yesterday. So I'm still at this. It's like nothing changed because I couldn't take any trades. So yeah, I mean, not much has changed here. I'm still back to where I was at, I guess, break even. Or if you were to add these up, it's still at like 20,000 profit, which is good. But this again was only because I took the trade on Monday, right? So I took the trade on Monday, so I made small profit, and then the other trades over here kind of balanced out. If you guys saw my profits here, they just balanced out. So yeah, like what Randy said, you have to take every trade. If you want to take both, but take both every single day. If you want to take one, just take one, but take that same one every single day, whether it be a breakout V3 or whether it be a PRB. And you also have to let those trades run to their full potential, right? You have to let them run to full stop loss or run to full TP. Because if you pull early, it's not going to balance out. And that's the only way to really find long-term growth in this, right? I mean, you guys can take the scalps. If these breakouts aren't for you guys, which I think they should be, I feel like these breakouts are a lot easier to take versus the regular scalps. If you guys don't want to take the breakouts, it's completely fine. You can go back to just taking scalp entries. But you guys will see, like from our data that we've been pulling throughout this entire month, there hasn't been very many official entries. There's been a couple that have come up. Like for example, today would be no entry day. So you'd be at break even today, regardless if you took the breakouts or if you didn't, because there was no official entries that came up throughout the day. So you just got to make a choice. Do you want to take the scalps? Do you want to take the breakouts? If you want to take the scalps, you have to stick to the game plan. You have to focus on like 2 or 3 strategies. Make sure you look out for the red flags. If you want to take the breakouts or if you want to take everything all together, you can do that too. But it's going to be very difficult because obviously you have to be very, very focused to take scalps plus the breakouts, plus look out for red flags. It's a lot of stuff to look at. But again, it's just it's part of the game. You just get better every single day. Yeah, Randy said a lot of adjustments this month. I feel like I got to catch up. First week, he was getting used to holding 25 trades. This week, it's realizing his weakness is in execution, but definitely progressing for the better. 0 instances for FOMO and revenge trading this month. Yeah, and that's the key thing, guys. Like, execution of the trades is and holding on to them. It's going to come at some point, right? You're going to have to just do it enough times to really get used to it. But like what Randy said here, he had 0 instances of FOMO and revenge trading this month. So, Randy might be around like maybe break even or slightly in negative, but he didn't blow any accounts, right? I think that's a key thing to remember here. If you guys aren't blowing accounts, that's like a big step ahead because I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are used to just blowing accounts every single week or every single month, right? You take some dumb trades, you blow an account, get another account. So if you guys didn't blow any accounts this month, then that's a big plus because you just saved on another evaluation fee, right? So, but yeah, guys, I don't see any other questions here. So I'm just going to go over the entries for today. So here is the PRB entry. Let's go back to 6:30. All right, so market opened over here at 6:30. I pretty much already gave you guys the requirements for this strategy. Today was a little bit tricky though, because when I was looking for the rejection, I wasn't expecting the rejection to come up like it did. So let's go over here real quick. Okay, so here's the first, or not this one, next candle. This here is the first rejection, right? That's the first rejection that we were looking for. Price came up, came back down, rejected off the pivot. This right here, like I said, the space is not always going to be a doji. Sometimes the space will be like a regular candle, but you can see how price is going sideways here. The reason why I know it's going sideways is because this candle is the same size of this body. It's not like it pushed below or pushed above. It just went sideways. So this right here was the space. It was rejection, space, price came back down right here. And this is what tripped me out. So this is what I wasn't expecting, because if you guys remember seeing this on the live session, this candle wasn't this far down. It was like it was like up here. The body of the candle was up here. And I was like, okay, it's not going to come down and reject off the structure because it's too far up. But then at the last second, it spiked down, and that's where the entry happened. And you can see that there was a big spike here, because look at the next candle. The next candle was like way down here, right? There was the data didn't line up. Usually these candles are supposed to line up. It lined up right here, it comes down, lines up right there, it comes down right here, lines up right there, it comes up, and they're usually right next to each other. But this one right here ended up way below. So this is why I kind of missed this trade here. I mean, either way, I couldn't take it because it was, I wasn't able to get onto my Ninja Trader. But either way, this is the entry here: rejection, space, rejection. You guys can see it's easier to see later in time, but if you're watching it live, sometimes these candles are just going to randomly spike. Like this just randomly spiked down, provided the rejection right there. And that right there was a PRB entry. Pushed up, and obviously you guys know the rest. Went straight to full TP. So there goes the PRB entry right there. If you guys have any questions regarding that, feel free to pop into the chat. Otherwise, we'll move on to the breakout V3 next. So this right here is the PRB. Going over to the breakout V3. I'm not going to rewind it all the way to 6:30 because so far back. But again, right here. So this here is the entry for the breakout V3. We had a V1 pattern right here. The only problem and the biggest red flag here would be the fact that price was at the all-time high, right? Whenever it's at the all-time high, price can go one or two ways. It can either go straight up further, or it can come back down and pull back, because price is considered overextended at that point. So right here, price unfortunately did come back, but then it ended up going right back up, right? We just got caught in that all-time high type movement. But I mean, it's all good. It happens. That's the whole point of the strategy. You have to understand that the losses are going to happen. You just got to eat the loss, move on to the next trade. So there goes a breakout V3 right there. There goes a PRB right there. Those are the only two entries that came up today. Looking back at the chart here, there's still no other entries that have come up. So that's pretty much it for today. But again, going back to the spreadsheet over here, like we showed earlier, you guys can see that technically this week would either be considered a break even or a profit week. If you were to take trades on Monday, I had to look at Monday, because this shows you that, okay, there's going to be days where you can still take trades, even on a holiday, right? If this is the case and the trade still comes up on the holiday, then, I'll just start going live on holidays, and we'll just trade on holidays as well. Because if that's the case, then you might as well just trade every single day. It doesn't matter if it's a holiday or not. If the volatility is low or if the volatility is high, either way, it's going to provide opportunity for entry. So, yeah, sure. What's up, Randy? Randy said, "Hey, Sean, can I ask an off-topic question?" Yeah, of course. How does handling the feel on your Taycan in comparison to the Tesla? Oh, it's like night and day, bro. It's way different, because you have to understand that Porsche, they create their cars to be track cars, right? Like they're meant to be like a race car. So yeah, no, it's way different. Like it like hugs the road, and it's so low compared to a Tesla. The Tesla is fast in a straight line. Like, yeah, probably Tesla could beat the Taycan in a straight line, but if you were to race them on a track, for sure, I think the Taycan obviously have the advantage. And then I also have like my Taycan is fully spec'd out. So I have like I forgot what it's called. It's like where all the wheels turn basically. Like it's not just the front wheels that turn. Like if I'm turning, the back wheels will turn with it. So it's like it cuts corners really, really quickly. Um, yeah, so I've driven a GT3 and a GT4. They do feel very similar with regard to handling. The Taycan is super heavy though, so it is it's not as swift as like say a GT3. It's probably like say you're driving a GT3, but like heavier. So it doesn't turn as quick because it's obviously the GT3 is a lot lighter, but speed is definitely there. Like you can take off. Like when you step on the gas like or the pedal, it takes off just like a GT3. So yeah, if you haven't driven a Taycan, I would definitely recommend it. It's the closest thing to like a real car. It's the closest thing to like it's the electric car that's closest to an actual like feel like a real car because it also has the electric sound, so it sounds real too. And mine's like fully spec'd out, so I have like all the options that you'd want, like the what's called the speed, not the speedometer, but the time thing in the middle. So it just feels like a real car. Randy said they don't do test drives here for Taycan. I know no one else personally that has one. Yeah, no, and I also have the turbo model. So like if you were to drive a Taycan, like say if you were to drive a base model, it's like way different compared to what I have because I have the turbo. So mine has like almost 300 more horsepower than the regular. Because I've driven the regular like the 4S and it's cool, but when you get into a turbo, you feel it. Like it's so fast, it's so fast. There's like no comparison. Because I think mine has like over 600 horsepower and the regular one has like 400 horsepower. So it's kind of comparing like a regular 911 to a GT3. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Off topic questions, it's all good. Um, yeah, luckily for me, I have the actual Porsche experience next to me. So like the actual track for Porsche that they have where you can test out all the cars, you can test drive like the GT3, the GT4, like any car really. And they have like obstacle courses and stuff. It's like right next to my place. So I could drive there right now and pretty much drive any Porsche that I want. It's expensive, but it's available. Nice. Yeah, no, I've seen them on the track. I wanted to drive one on the track too, but I'm like, I already have the car, so I might as well just drive something else. And that's why I chose the GT3, which is it's like a little go-kart. It's pretty fast, obviously. Um, all right, guys. So if there's any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I know we went off topic with this here, but it's all good. It's okay to go off topic, especially when we're not on the live. But back to the charts over here. I don't really see anything, guys. So if you guys don't have to trade, which obviously I'm pretty sure nobody does, I would recommend that you guys just call it a week and then come back next week fresh so that we can take on the next trading week. Hopefully next week's going to be a lot smoother. Let me check the calendar real quick. Next week is the last week of February, so we got some high impact news at 7. Hopefully we'll get the breakouts before that. We got pre-market high impact news. For the most part, I'm just looking for news between 6:30 and 7 and it's looking like we're gonna have a pretty straightforward week. Aside from Thursday we have some news over here, Chicago PMI, which is inflation news. And Friday, we have S&P Global Manufacturing PMI, which is also inflation news. So we have inflation news on Thursday, Friday. Other than that, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday should be solid. So I'm hoping Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will all be wins for both the PRB and the breakout V3. So we can pretty much overhaul our wins early on in the week. And then, if Tuesday and Thursday are tricky, or Thursday and Friday are tricky, we can possibly maybe get a break even those days, or maybe even a win. Maybe we'll have like a straight back-to-back wins for next week. Brian's asking, what's the copier for TradeOvate? The TradeOvate copier is built in. So if you go over to your TradeOvate account, like you're logged into TradeOvate, you go to where your accounts are, the drop down, you scroll down and it'll say manage groups. from there, you'll create your group. And then when you have that group, you'll copy your trade. It's not super difficult, but it's oh yeah. So you also have to go into the your settings on Tradeovate. So make sure to go to your settings where it says application settings on Tradeovate, and then go to your add-ons and then enable group trading. And then from there you can set it up. Let's see, Lucas said, gotta be honest and let you know, I took a revenge trade today after taking an L on the BB3, starting my Apex challenge -15. I'll learn my lesson because that L on revenge was a way worse feeling than the L on the official trade. Yeah, exactly, Lucas. I mean, it happens, you know, it's all good. You haven't really been as active as you probably would want to. So you're not like in the loop and you're not kind of like your mindset just isn't there, right? Especially if you didn't take the PRB entry, because the PRB entry hit full TP, and then you would have lost the BB3, and of course you would have wanted to revenge trade your way back, and you know, just ended up eating L on that. So it's all good, Lucas. Just take that as a lesson. You know how it works, and then I would recommend to just stick to the breakout entries. It's going to be a slow roll, but you know, you're gonna have a slow climb up. Like again, guys, so this is kind of what I was showing you guys before. You know, this is I prefer to see my account have a slow increase, right? So I want to see my account do this, right? When break even, when break even, when, right? Just like a consistent growth to the upside, something like that. Like if you do this here, you'll be fine. Like for example, this is kind of how this week worked, right? So Monday, we had one win, another win, right? Then Tuesday, we had two losses. Brought it back down to break even. Then the day after that, we had two wins. Then the day after that, we had a win, a loss, a win, a loss, a win, a loss, or yeah, loss. So you guys can see kind of where like we ended up, right? So it's like a slow climb up, win, loss, win, win, break even, break even, break even. So you just end up right there. And that's kind of what I want to see. Or long-term wise, I kind of just want to see you guys have a slow increase to the upside. And you guys will see it on my own account too. Because my account's going to be obviously what you guys are looking for. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. I mean, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out. This is it for the day and it for the week. This week is either a break-even week or a one win week, depending on who took what trades. We'll come back tomorrow, or we'll come back next week fresh, and then we'll count that whole week as a full week. So we'll see how the trades play through. So, all right, guys, have a great weekend. If you guys have any questions, reach out. Otherwise, I'll